And welcome to another exciting episode of the Super Fantastic Exchange. My name is Gary. Guys, I can't tell you how excited I am to bring to you somebody that I found on LinkedIn and is a colleague of somebody else that I know. And she gave a thumbs up to this individual. And so legit, none other than Donje Putnam. Y'all give it up for Donje. The crowd's going wild. Oh my, I love that. You're so
at least in my head.
Well, you know, it's in my head too. So that's two people. Just enjoy that. Enjoy the embrace the awesomeness that you are. So Donje, hey, so again, I found you on LinkedIn. You're a colleague of somebody that I know, and you're just incredible. I love the posts and your nuggets and your wisdom that you share on LinkedIn. So I was like, man, I got to connect with you and learn a little bit more about you, because you really do have some good stuff. And one of the things I love to do is peek behind the curtain of leaders that are inspiring. And I found you to be an inspiring leader. And so I just, I want to find out what inspires an inspiring leader. And so that's why I connected with you, because I want to share, selfishly, I wanted to learn more about you. And then two, I wanted to share you with the world.
Thanks.
I thought that was pretty awesome. So before we get started, I want to give you a chance to share a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Okay. My name is Donje Putnam, and I am the marketing training and director for Senex Law, which is a multifamily firm here in Virginia. I've been in property management for 150 years. So I was on site for about 10 years, and then I moved into the corporate role. I held positions such as marketing director, compliance, social media, and communication coordinator. That was a really long one. Yeah, never fit in any blank ever.
That's one of those business cards that you unfold.
To flip the page.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm excited to be here. I love multifamily. It is where I belong. It is what I do, who I am.
I love it. I love it. I love that it is who you are. It's what you are. And that is so cool. And I love that you take your experience from being on site. And I know you and I talked earlier a little bit that you're on the flip side, that you're on the vendor side.
Yeah.
But I think it's so special where, on the vendor side, you're a unique individual because you have that experience of being on site, and you can take that experience, that empathy, and have that when you're working with those individuals on site. And I think that's such a valuable gift to be able to be that person and to have that when you're working with people on site. Would you say that that's helpful to you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I've been through, this is interesting. I work with lawyers, and lawyers and property managers are completely different. So the crux of the difference is that property managers are people of action, and lawyers like to think about things a long time. So when we're trying to do stuff, I'm always like, let's go, let's get done. And then the lawyers are like, we need to think about it a little bit. But I understand the on-site has that drive to get things done, because we're all like, every month it starts over again. And there's always something to do. There's always something going on and piled on your plate. So you need to get things done. So I think I have a good grasp of that, having just recently been on site. Yeah.
You're that mediator that kind of, like you said, bring the crux together.
Yeah.
So it works. You got the action.
Bring the thinkers and the doers together, and let's move forward.
That's not an easy feat. I cannot imagine.
No.
Oh my gosh. I imagine there are some days you're just like,
but you gotta do something.
Yeah, you make it work.
Yeah.
Donje, I'm super excited. You shared with me 3 points that inspire you, and I can't wait to dig into these 3 points. And the first one that you shared is solving problems. And I think a lot of us steer away from problems, but here you are, solving problems inspires you. How awesome is that? I love it.
It does inspire me. I think what it is our on-site teams are so much more than we did when I was on site as a property manager in 2008, 2009. So while I was on site, my team would come to me with these little problems, and I found if I could solve them, then even the smallest solution was a really big deal to them. So even something that I had known because I was on site for 10 years and I was like, oh, you just do this, that made a big impression on them. And so I like to inspire and support my team by solving their problems. So that's
awesome.
why solution finding appeals to me.
That is really neat. I love how you kind of talk about, because you have this experience, you've gone through these, issues, problems, if you will, and here you are taking this experience, taking these solutions that you've worked through, and and for you, it's kind of no big deal because you've gone through these things and you've resolved them, you've worked through them. May not have been perfect, but you've got this. I think the critical piece is the experience. And I love how you're so open-hearted to share that with other people and seeing their aha or their reaction to your hey, they see something that's like a mountain, but you're like, it's really just a molehill, and here we are. This is how we can solve it. And those are some really neat things that I believe a lot of people take for granted, the experience and the wisdom of some of us that have been in the industry for not necessarily 150 years, maybe 20 years, but I think that's where we have a chance to give back. If you have that knowledge, if you have that wisdom, and you've gone through those experiences, you at least share. And I love how that inspires you. That is so neat.
Actually was like a growth moment for me because I used to be a hoarder of knowledge. Because I thought, if I have all the knowledge, I'm the person with all the power.
Sure.
Because my nature is to be like a librarian and a documenter and a keeper of all the things that happen. So I, by nature, like I said, tended to hoard things. And I went through a time when I was trying to learn how to be a leader, when I realized that the secret is to give it all away. Like, give the information to your people, let them try, let them make their mistakes. Don't try to take it from them. And my husband will tell you that he struggles with this because I can't load the dishwasher correctly. But let them try to load the dishwasher correctly.
Yeah.
Because it makes you, this is you too. It makes you a transformative leader instead of transactional leader. So
I love
that's something I had to learn in my journey.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that, but you're speaking my language when you said that. That is so true. And I think a lot of us, and Donje, you brought up a really good point. I think a lot of us fear that if we have the knowledge, we have to hang on to it because that creates some sense or perspective of being indispensable. However, when you start giving away that knowledge, when you start supporting other people, that creates that is where you become more indispensable because you're the one that is that example, is that leader that is training and eventually becomes a leadership factory. So if you have the knowledge, if you have the wisdom, don't hold on to it, share
Give it away.
Donje, that is like such a brilliant, aware, I think that's an emotionally intelligent leadership concept. And I love that you have that and you do that. And I think people recognize you for that. So kudos to you. Great job.
Okay.
Hey, I want to get into
with it.
Welcome to the club. Hey, so I want to get into the next one is you talk about good design and clever marketing inspires you. So share, what does that mean to you?
Okay. So I have an example that I don't know how many people to apply for, but I'm a Gen Xer. Are you Gen X?
Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah.
Older-ish.
Yeah, me too. So there's this couple called the Holderness family where they did the Christmas PJs. They have a commercial for readers, like eyeglasses, that I currently have now because I can't see anything. And instead of it being like, your eyesight is suffering, it's like a song about them becoming their parents. Yeah. And be like, I can't drive at night. Or like trying to light up a menu and try to read it. It is the best piece of marketing because it's for me. It came up on my Facebook and I am those people, and I'm currently struggling with reading menus in dark restaurants. So I think that clever marketing makes you feel like you're not being sold, you're just being part of an experience. And I think multifamily has a lot of opportunity to do that because we provide housing. It's something everybody needs. It's something that we don't need to sell you. We just need to make you feel included in.
Oh, that's good. I like the way you talk about that. Is, you know, it's not being sold, it's just being included. I think that's a interesting kind of tweak to the, or shift, if you will, of the approach that we take in leasing. Because, you know, in my experience, I find that a lot of us, when a guest comes in or they're on the phone, all we start doing is just like benefit dumping, you know, and that's all we do. But do
you have a lot of shoes? We have great closets. Yeah,
but we miss that part where we're including them in the conversation. And I love, and I love the Holderness family. Their videos are so fun, and they are really good. And, you know, as a Gen Xer myself, I with progressive lenses, they really do speak to me as well. But they do it in such a way where it's like you said, they're not selling me, they're including me in kind of the fun of what it could be, kind of thing. Yeah. So I think I didn't even know it was a commercial.
I didn't know it was a commercial until all the way at the end, and I watched the whole thing, and I was like,
they just sucked you in.
I was there.
That is clever, and I love that, and I think that's a really good point for us to all of us kind of to absorb and understand that, you know, we have a kind of a, I don't want to call it a duty, but an opportunity to kind of shift our benefit dumping and change it into a relationship building. Inclusive. And
I think marketing needs to feel more genuine now. It used to be very like people were responsive to ads, and we were used to watching television. And now we're moving kind of past even influencer marketing to normal person marketing, where your referrals are going to be key, because that's what's going to sell the property, is like my neighbor telling me how cool this place is. So I think genuine, or I want to say organic, but that kind of has two meanings in marketing, but like
authentic,
homegrown.
Yeah, there you go.
Homegrown marketing, where your residents are telling their friends and neighbors to live at your property. And that's something I think that we should be looking forward to.
Homegrown marketing, relationship, community building. I love where you're going with this. Guys, y'all make a note of this. Donje coin this first. It's coming out. This is I agree with you. I think that's a really important point that you bring up, where there needs to be a shift in our approach. And I really agree with you. The homegrown approach is probably something that will really resonate with a lot of people. So
I do want to put a star by that, a caveat, as it were.
Okay.
It is hard to do that kind of marketing. And I think this is something that I wanted to say on this platform, is that every regional who hasn't been on site within the past 3 years needs to go and sit at their office, and not just sit there to talk to your people that work there, actually work the office, because you will find how much it's changed with the way the residents are treating your people on site, and what sorry, I lost my earbud. That was very passionate.
Well, I was excited about it.
And also what you're asking them to do, because we're pushing more and more on site. So one of the things that we might be pushing on site is marketing. And you should be making TikTok videos, and you should be making Instagram reels, and you should be making Facebook posts, and you should be leasing apartments, and you should be putting in renter's insurance, and you should be watching your budget. And also there's a fire at your property and you need to deal with that. I mean, it's just overwhelming. So if you're a regional manager or even a VP, sit at your property, work a day and see what they're going through, and then provide them resources like a marketing team or person or intern that can go and create this organic and homegrown stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I really do think that I believe the checklists for our on-site teams have grown significantly. There's so much that we ask and require that they do on site. So I believe that's a great piece of advice. All of us in any level should spend a day or a couple of days on site working with the team to see all the things that they go through on a typical day.
And not on an easy day like the 23rd. Do a hard day like the 5th.
Get there on the 1st.
The 6th, when your rent is late and you have to do late notice. Do that day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great advice. Hey, and so I want to get to your last one, your inspirational point. Your friends inspire you. I love that. Tell me how is it that your friends inspire you?
I think we have so many great people in this industry. So first, we're all like absurdly outgoing. So
Yes.
I'll tell you a story about Christy Pickert from Reelink. I was going to a conference one time and I didn't know anyone there. So I Facebook friended her. And then I said, I'm going to be your friend at this conference. And she was like, come on, let's go. And I think that how accepting she is of people, how friendly Tammy Longo is, you know, she connects with everybody in the entire universe. How smart our industry leaders are, how innovative they are, that they really make me proud to be in this industry. It's not something I chose. I didn't go to school to be a property manager. I got into it because my dad was an assistant manager at the property. And after he left, they were looking for a leasing, and he was like, my daughter talks a lot.
That was your qualifications.
So I did. I talked my way into the job. But like I said, it's my purpose to build community. And I love that we have a community of community builders in our industry. It just really appeals to me. It makes me feel good.
I love it. And I love that you call them your friends. I mean, it's such a unique, we could call them colleagues, we could call them coworkers, teammates, but you call them your friends. I mean, these are truly, it's a community of community builders. And that's, what a great phrase. And I think that really encapsulates who the vast majority of us are in the multifamily industry. We're a community of community builders. I mean, it is legit a great phrase that I love that.
Yeah.
So good. Homegrown community of community builders. Donje, you are just full of, you got some good quotes in this one. I'm loving it.
Good.
Hey, Donje, we are getting close to the end of our time. I could talk to you for a long time, but I want to give you a chance to share a closing thought before we wrap up.
So recently with our association, which I'm with the VAMA, which is part of NAA, the Virginia Apartment Management Association, we had a mental health professional come and speak at one of our coffees. And one of the things that she said that helps people avoid burnout, which I know there's a lot of burnout in our industry, is to find your purpose. So I think if, like me, you're a community builder, if you are a problem solver, if you enjoy helping people, you find what gets you up in the morning about property management, find your purpose, and you will get tired and you'll get weary, but you won't burn out.
That's good. I love that. When you find your why, that purpose, that gives you that oomph, even when it's rough.
Yeah, because you're still getting up for the why. You get up in the morning for the why.
God, that's so good. Donje, that's some good stuff right there. That's gold right there. I appreciate you. Hey, guys, make sure, thank you so much for joining us today on the Super Fantastic Exchange. Make sure you're following Donje Putnam on LinkedIn. She's pretty awesome. She's got some great posts. She's got some great wisdom, great nuggets of information. So make sure you're following her. You heard it from me first. Money back guarantee if you don't like it.
Right.
Right?
Refunds. In
the mail. You won't need it because it's awesome. She's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Donje, thank you again for being a part of the Super Fantastic Exchange and sharing your wisdom with us. I love it so much. And we will see you on the next episode of the Super Fantastic Exchange.